Hey, what's going on guys, FrancoTech here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Enthoo Pro by FrancoTech. So first, I just want to let you guys know that I've never made a PC case review before and that this is my first attempt, so as I'm trying my best to give an accurate and a helpful review, there may be some things that I might miss. So if I do miss anything, let me know down in the comment section below, but I'm still hoping I got everything. And with that said, let's go ahead and get on to the review. As I stated before, we're looking at the Enthoo Pro, which is a full tower case that comes in two different versions and prices. There's a non-windowed version for $89 and a windowed version for $99, and either can come in both black or white. So here I have the black windowed version, and first off, aesthetically I have to say that this is a very nice looking case. It looks as if it's made of brushed aluminum, but in fact it's made completely out of plastic. Looking at the front of the case, we can see that up at the top we have what seems to be 4 optical drive slots, but there's actually only 3 with a hidden front I/O under a cover. Looking at the front I/O, you can see we have 2 USB 3.0 and 2 USB 2.0 ports, a microphone port, an earphone port, and also a reset button. Taking off the front panel, we can see that this case does include a large 200mm fan that can also be removed and replaced with either two 120mm or 140mm fans. And on the front panel, you can see that this does have a pretty large dust filter that can be removed, and also if you notice on the sides, there are small cutouts for better ventilation, but they're not filtered, so dust can get in through here. Speaking of dust filters, this case does include quite a few of them. There's a larger one down at the bottom of the front, a smaller one for the power supply in the back, and a large built-in one on the top of the case. And notice that the power button is also up here, and it lights up white when it's turned on. After removing the top panel, you can see there are mounting holes for either 3 120mm or 3 140mm fans, and this should be able to support larger radiators as well. Going over to the left side of the case, we have 2 windows. One large window so you can see your components, and a smaller window off to the side where you can see your nicely put FrancoTech logo. After taking off the side panel, we can see we have a nice small accessory box that FrancoTech has included for us. Looking inside the box, the first thing we have is some nicely included zip type cables and Velcro ties, which really help with cable management. Next up, we have a nicely assorted box of all the different screws that we will be needing. After that, we have our user manual that comes in several different languages. And finally, we have an extra reservoir bracket that can be attached to the side of the hard drive bays, which it's nice that they give you this option. Going back to the inside of the case, you can see this thing is ready for many different means of cable management. There are grommets literally everywhere, and these aren't cheap grommets that break easily either. They're actually pretty sturdy and can handle some force. So cable management for this case will be easy for anybody. You might also notice that down at the bottom we have a power supply cover, which is really something that I enjoy to have on a computer case. It really helps with keeping things neat by hiding all those unused cables. And just as an FYI, the power supply cover is not included in the non-windowed version of the FrancoTech Pro. If you look over to the hard drive and optical drive bays, you'll notice that these two have a cover on them, which again keeps things looking very nice and neat. Over on the back, we have a smaller 140mm fan that isn't mounted in holes but instead slots, so you'll be able to move this around to whatever height you desire. Going to the back of the case, we have our power supply bracket, a tube reservoir mount for liquid cooling, and 8 PCI expansion slots. Moving to the left side of the case, there isn't anything to see, but removing the side panel gives us access to probably one of the best features of this case, the cable management. Earlier I told you that this case is great for cable management. Well, here's why. Not only do we have many grommets, but we also have a lot of Velcro ties and a lot of cable space to move things around, and it just makes things so much easier and so much neater. I also want to note that this case does have a large CPU cutout. So earlier I told you that this case can support many fan installations, and to make that cable clutter so much easier and so much neater, they've added a fan hub where you can connect up to 6 different fan cables. The fan hub can also be relocated on the mount right underneath if you need it there depending on your cable management. So by now you might be able to tell that this case has so much customization to it, and it does. But that's not all. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hard drive bays. First off, the brackets are a simple snap into place installation for your 3.5-inch hard drives, which by the way there are 6 brackets in total, 3 on each cage. But say you don't want or need all of these hard drive bays. In this case, you can just go ahead and take them out. That's right, these hard drive bays are removable. You can remove just one or both, it all depends on you. But if you decide not to remove them, you can even install 120mm fans to each of them, so that adds 2 more fan mounts to this case, making it possible for you to add around 8 fans maximum to this case. That's a lot of fans. And finally, we have an SSD mount on the back that can be repositioned either here or here depending on what works best for you. Now, maybe the most amazing part of this case is that instead of it being held together with rivets, the case is actually held together with screws. So that means you can take most of the case apart, which is great for modders because it gives you the ability to paint and design the case however you want. And I'm just really amazed by FrancoTech for putting so much in such a lower priced computer case. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That has been my review on the Enthoo Pro by FrancoTech, and I have to say that for $100, this case has everything I need and want in a case. It has a nice look, many fan mounts, 2 nicely included fans, a lot of dust filters, a lot of space for large graphics cards and CPU coolers, water cooling, so much customization, and cable management grommets and ties. There's honestly nothing else I can ask for in a case, so if you're looking to buy a new case, don't even think twice about getting the Enthoo Pro. This thing is amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching my first ever computer case review. Let me know how I did down in the comment section below. I'm really hoping I did a good job on this, and if I did, hey, leave a like. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.